Netta, and welcome to my channel. Here we'll capture the beauty of simple living while enjoying all the cozy things. Today we're going to talk about ways to simplify your life. Everyone these days lives in a hustle and bustle, and I am always looking for ways to make my life easier, slow down, and live in a more simple life. If you are looking for that, make sure to stay tuned because I have 5 ways that'll help you do that. And don't forget that I have a thrift haul that I'm excited to show you guys. Tip number 1, and probably the most effective in my life, is have less stuff. We tend to think that having more items in our home means we have more value in our home. The truth is that most homes are filled with way more items than they will ever use. I would imagine that most of you use the same items over and over. For example, your favorite coffee mug, your favorite shirt, your favorite item that you buy at the grocery store. And you also push back many items to get to those, correct? Well, those items are actually taking way more of your mental health and your time because A, you are pushing those back, taking seconds away, though it is seconds, taking precious time away from your daily life, touching all of these items that you actually don't even use. Another good example is kids' toys. Our kids get way more toys than they will ever play with. And most of the time, they are so overwhelmed, so overstimulated with the fact that they have so many options that they forget that that they even have this favorite toy because it's been buried in the toy box on top of all this other things that they don't actually even play with. Or B, they lose the value of those actual toys that they play with because they have so many that if that toy that they actually like breaks, instead of spending the time to take extra good care of this certain dinosaur that they love so much because they only have these few toys to play with, they're just like, okay, that's one more toy. I'll just play with this one instead. The value is actually lost because there is so much abundance that they'll just skip on and go to the next. They don't take good care of things because there's already something there right next to it. So many things are piled on top of it that they lose the simplicity of that toy. So my tip to you is to go through all of your items and do this a little at a time. Pick one place at a time. It can be a drawer at a time. And go through the things that fit you, that you like, and that matter that you have. My second tip is to have your items where you use them the most. Now, I'm not talking about having your toothpaste in the bathroom and your plates in the kitchen. We know that. But let's break this down a little more into detail. Let's talk about one example, spices. You probably use some more than others. Are all of your spices in the same area? Let's say you have all of your spices in your pantry, and I can use myself as an example. So before, I had all of my spices in my pantry, excluding salt and pepper, maybe olive oil, and a few other things. Those might actually be set on my counter, but I decided that it would be better to make a cabinet beside my stove, placing only the spices and ingredients like olive oil and salt and such things in the cabinet beside the stove. instead of having to walk around my table and across the room to my pantry to get the cinnamon that I'm going to use on a daily basis. That's just an example. So just think, what is something that you do? Let's say that you write in your journal every day. Where do you use your journal every day? Do you write in your journal while sitting on one end of your couch every day? Then the obvious place to put your journal is in a drawer beside that end of the couch. It's not wrong that it's there. Someone might tell you that you need to put your journal, which is a book, on the bookshelf. But if you know that you're going to be using that journal right next to that couch, why not keep it in the drawer beside it and save yourself some time? My third tip is to make it a priority to be at home. We spend a lot of our time on the go because of responsibilities of going to school, going to work, but we also want to be involved in social events. Our kids want to be in sports, play practice, whatever it is. So we are already on the go a lot. What I try to do is plan my outings as close together as possible. So if I need to go to the grocery store and to the post office and to the bank, I try to do it all in one day versus doing it on different days, so I'm at home more. As of now, I am a stay-at-home mom. But back when I worked full-time, I struggled a lot trying to get things done because I was gone all day. Then we had to come in and get things ready to go for the next day. We had to have baths, we had to have supper, we had to do homework, we had to do all those things. And I would sneak in some laundry and cleaning here and there, but most of the time I tried to cram everything in on Saturday, and because I try not to do things on Sunday, and if we ever had anything else besides that to come up, a birthday party or play practice after school or whatever it was, I was still constantly trying to catch up more and more and more. And on Monday, I would be exhausted from not only the week, but on Saturday of trying to cram everything in. Now, if we had slowed down and said, whoa, we have a lot going on Tuesday, so we need to not take on anything else for the rest of the week. We need to stay home so we're not so rushed the rest of the week. We would be in better shape. So I challenge you, take on less. Say, we won't be able to make it this time. Maybe next time we'll get to make it to your party. Or tell your kids, we're staying in tonight instead of going out to eat. Because again, that takes time to go out. My fourth tip is to cook at home more and plan ahead to do so. So again, going out, yes, you are not having to cook that meal and clean up, but you are having to get yourself together, get your family ready to go out, spend the time there, wait, drive back and forth, when you could be at home eating your supper and ready to transition through the rest of your night in a better way. Now, in order to be able to do that, we need to plan ahead and make sure that we have things thought out and ready for us to access in order to do that. So, my tip, again, is to plan ahead and lay out your meats in particular that might be frozen a day or two in advance. Maybe even 2 or 3 meals worth out in the refrigerator so they can be thawing. And again, you've missed one more step of each night laying out the meat. One more step to giving yourself a simple life. My fifth tip, and something that impacts my life more so than some of these other tips, is to Enjoy the small things. Having quiet time with my coffee and my thoughts in the mornings is crucial to me. Instead of trying to gulp it down to run to the next thing. If I have to, and I do, I will get up early just so I can sit and enjoy my coffee and my thoughts. My husband and I just recently had a small day trip. And it started out, just as a simple routine of going to renew his license to us ending up at a peddler's mall, which is going to lead to the next segment of our thrift haul. But we ended up at a peddler's mall and then visiting a new little town about an hour away. It was beautiful. We got to try a new restaurant. I got a delicious, wonderful coffee, and the town was honestly breathtaking. And just the simple thing of us enjoying each other's company and taking our time to take in everything and browse in the peddler mall and just enjoy our time together. I told him on the way home that was probably up there with the number one date that we've ever had. And that beats going if we went on a big trip somewhere and did all these extra special things. It was the simplest things and the little small intimate things that made me smile the most. So slow down and enjoy your life. That is going to bring you more peace when you actually take the time to realize all of these things that we have that we should be grateful for. And, maybe keeping a journal of writing those things down if that's something that, is impactful for you. But I encourage you all so much to enjoy the small things, because the big things, yes, they are great and they are fun to do, but in reality, our daily lives are pretty simple. And so if you take the time to slow down and enjoy all those things, you're going to be happier. I know I am. Now, who's ready for a thrift haul? Now, if you know me, or if you are just now getting to know me, I am a big fall fan. Like, fall is my jam. It's my season. It makes me all warm and cozy, and I'm all about being warm and cozy. So, while we were at the Peddler's Mall, I was looking for a few unique things. If you know me, or again, if you don't know me and you're getting to know me, I am very much like a unique and vintage, old soul type person, okay? So, though I have said, we are getting rid of things, what you did not see was I have decluttered, and I have been decluttering over the last about 2 years now. So, and the things that I decluttered were things that were maybe passed down or we just picked up at garage sales. They really didn't have a whole lot of meaning. They really weren't our, or at least my style. And so I have been on the search of things that make me happy and give me joy. And those things I am okay with. So here are my first two items that I found. So my first thing that I found was this beautiful print. And it is actually a pressed flower arrangement. So, and y'all, I spent 50 cents on this. And though it is like really small, and it's just like some clover, and I don't even know what these flowers are. Like, I don't know, it's just subtle enough that it's pretty to me. It is simple, it says fall to me, and I am looking forward to looking at this throughout the fall season, and this was just a great find in my opinion. My second thing that I found is this pretty soup bowl. It is a stoneware, and the tag that was on it said that it was a mid-century stoneware soup bowl. And it is this really, I don't know if you can tell, but it's this really light green, and it has these white flowers, and the center of the flowers is this really deep blue, and it's got this pottery vibe all about it. And to me, and there's some brown flecks and bronzy flecks in it, and it just says fall to me. And so I just thought this would be cute to display in my kitchen. I'm also a pottery fan. I have picked up a few pieces of like pottery mugs that like I'm willing to spend a little bit more on those, because those were handcrafted and they are unique and they will last for a long time. And so I just love this little bowl, and I probably won't ever use it just because I don't want anything to happen to it. Just because I think it's so cute, and I will just pull this out during the fall season and then put it away and enjoy it from seasons to come. These next couple items are for the next thing that I'm really excited about. Okay, that is Christmas. I love Christmas. And again, warm and cozy time. So from fall to Christmas, we are all about being cozy here. But anyways, so my next item is these cute Christmas mugs, these little Santa mugs. And I really believe that these are little vintage mugs. I don't believe they are replicas. Just from the looks of them, they're not totally identical, but these, I looked them up on Etsy and then eBay, and people were paying like $15+ for one like this individually. Y'all, you want to know what I spent on these? $1 each. And I have actually been looking for something similar for the last like 2 years. But again, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And it was one of those things, if I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. And so these will look perfect with some of my other decorations, and I'm excited to put these out. But they are so cute. They're about 4 inches tall. So cute. My last item is not super vintage. I'm not even sure if it's considered vintage or not, but they were cute. They go with my vibe. I kind of do like, I have a lot of elves, and not like real funny, pointy looking ear elves. Like, they have to be certain style. They have to be cute. And so I found these little elves, and I'll tell you the story of really why I got those in just a minute. Okay, so these little guys, there's 3 of them. Y'all, these are so sweet. These are a set of 3. They're actually home interior little elves. And the story of why these are so special, like, I stood there and was like, these are so cute, but should I get them? Do I really want them? Like, yes, they will go with my style. They were a little dirty, you know. I did ended up having to clean them up a little. And I was like, These remind me of something. And as I got in the car, I was like, I know what these remind me of. So when I was growing up, my mom had these 3 little mice that were about similar in size. Each one had a little toy that it held. And every year, from the time I was really small, I don't know, I just loved when she put those out. They were so cute. I loved them so much. Whenever I was given the opportunity, I was like, Mom, I want those to put in my house. And I think part of it was like just the nostalgia of that was something that my mom put out every year. I thought they were cute. And that's something I want to do here. I try to, yes, sometimes I like to add new things. Most everybody does. But I also like the simplicity of seeing the same things that you really like every single year. Like as a kid, you look for those things. I always would look around and find those little mice wherever they were just to make sure they were out because I love them. And so these little elves reminded me so much of them, and I hope that my kids think the same way. Like, I hope that they were like, oh, Mom has those little elves and they're so cute. And I loved when she put those up. So that is my little story, and that's why they're so precious. And I spent about $9 on the set of these, and which is still a little is lower. I did research almost all of these items, and I think on eBay or so they were like 14 or something like that. So not a super big savings there, but these were just special and they had to be mine. So they came home and they got a little cleanup. They had a little dirt on their face, but they weren't super bad. But they are ours to enjoy from here on out. And hopefully maybe I'll pass these down to my kids. If you have stuck it out until the end of this video, I thank you very much. I know this has been a lot longer than a lot of my normal videos, but it's just something that's been on my heart to say to you all. And thank you so much for coming here today. And if you would like to see more videos like this, or clean with me videos, bake or cook with me videos, maybe some decluttering videos, I also plan to do some makeup videos, please consider subscribing and like this video just so I know that you are watching and are enjoying it. And as always, come back and see me.